Coming up, the heavyweight championship bout. First, let's take a look ahead a couple of weeks to an upcoming event on our sister pay-per-view operation, TVKO.
Throw your phone, slip the jab.
Tommy Morrison, get in here right now.
Oh, Mom.
And there's another left hook. And Morrison's got it.
That Morrison is good. Real good.
It was just announced Tommy Morrison will fight former champion George Foreman for the WBO heavyweight championship.
See the two heaviest hitters in boxing clash for the WBO heavyweight championship Monday, June 7th, live on pay-per-view. Call now to order.
And with us now live is half of that attraction, Tommy Morrison, getting ready to go against George Foreman. Tommy, Foreman's a unique entity, a slow whale with enormous punching power. How do you prepare to fight him?
Well, I don't think there's any secret to beating George. Obviously, he's certainly the guy you don't want to stand in front of. He's a guy that you got to beat to the punch. You know, he's a guy that he's a big lumbering guy. He comes in and he's very effective if you let him be. The object of fighting Foreman is to establish the pace of the fight. I think he's most effective when he dictates the pace.
You showed some weaknesses as a boxer against Carl "The Truth" Williams, who gave you more trouble than a lot of people had thought might be the case. Are you going to try to shore up your boxing technique, your self-defense, to get ready for George?
I think so. You know, with the Williams bout, we're in there against a cagey guy, and regardless of what people say, he was in very good shape for that fight, and I feel that he came in there, he had everything to gain and nothing to lose in that situation. But with Foreman, we're trying to become, each and every time we step into the ring, a more complete fighter. And when I say complete, I mean being able to not only come forward and throw hard punches, but also move, box, and give people angles, and that's what we're looking to do against George.
Tommy, if you win the fight, you're going to have a lot of options and a lot of potential commercial clout in the heavyweight division. Now, Lennox Lewis's English manager, Frank Maloney, is telling people at ringside here tonight that there is an agreement in principle for you to fight Lewis with a 50-50 cut of the gate in a fight to come up after the Morrison-Foreman fight if you can win. Is that, in fact, the business you're expecting to do?
It has been talked about. That's certainly a very attractive fight for us economically at this point. Obviously, there's bigger and better things ahead once we get past Foreman, but I'm a guy that doesn't like to look too far ahead. George is a big obstacle to get around, but once we get around him, then we'll look to see what lies ahead.
Tommy, thanks very much for your time. We'll see you again in just a little bit more than 2 weeks. Monday, June 7, TVKO. And here is how to order. Call your local cable operator to check it out and find out how you can see the bout at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Foreman Morrison, live pay-per-view. Oscar De La Hoya, the Olympic lightweight star, is also on the same card. All right, thank you very much, Larry, and a chance to reflect on the bout with heavyweight contender Tommy Morrison. Tommy, we know that Riddick earned millions of dollars of HBO money more easily than we might have liked him to. Did he earn any more of your respect than he had before?
Well, I think the fight basically went as everyone expected. I think until he faces some tougher opposition, I think there's still going to be question marks out there in people's minds. But he definitely did, he did what he came to do tonight. But I think once he steps in there with some tougher opposition, I think the Lennox Lewis thing, once it clarifies itself, people will really know who the real champion is.
For a big man, you have to be impressed with the quickness of his hands and how technically sound he is, right?
He keeps his punches are very tight and very crisp, and that's a very positive step, especially in the heavyweight division. A lot of fighters have a tendency to get wide, and he didn't. He did a very good job tonight.
Tommy, thanks again for your time. We remind you, you can see Tommy against George Foreman on TVKO coming up June 7.